Autumn is here and the summer crop has finally given up the ghost. Now most people look at this and they think it's time to wage war. They grab a heavy spade, they rip out the roots, and they start flipping the soil upside down until their backyard looks like an Orc Trench in Mordor. It's backbreaking, and worse, it completely destroys the life in your soil. Permaculture is hard work. Don't get me wrong. We want to put our sweat into building the soil, not destroying it. Today, I'm going to show you how we reset our garden beds for winter here in the Shire. And the best part, if your compost bin is empty at the moment, it doesn't matter. We're going to feed these beds with exactly what we've got here.
Gather round, friends, we got tales to twirl. In the heart of the Shire, we're saving the world. Grab your gloves and a pint, let's have some fun. It's time for a reset, let's get this job done. Chop and drop, my friends, it's a wild leafy dance. Those blighted plants in the fire, they prance. Sparks fly high like a dragon in flight. No blight in the Shire, just a bonfire's delight. We're feeding the Shire for free, can't you see? Digging in kitchen scraps with glee. Oh, we worms he's brewing, oh, what a treat. Mulch on the...
First things first, we never rip a plant out by its roots. It's spent the whole summer long building an underground city for worms. If we rip it out, it's like a dragon sweeping through town. But you have to inspect your troops before you start chopping. If the plant has severe blight or rot, do not chop it back into the ground. That'll just cause a disease time bomb. A standard backyard compost bin doesn't get hot enough to kill severe pathogens. For the truly diseased stuff, fire is the ultimate cleanser. Burn the blighted stalks. It destroys the spores instantly, and you're left with wood ash packed with potassium, which you can sprinkle on your garden later. Now, if your plant isn't diseased, but it's absolutely crawling with insects like aphids and spider mites, we use the drowning bucket. Stuff them in, fill it to the brim with water, and leave it for about a month. The lack of oxygen wipes out the pests completely, and it ferments into a seriously potent, foul-smelling liquid fertilizer that we can put back onto the garden later on. We drown the pest, and we burn the plague. Mulch on the blanket, it's a garden retreat. So here's to the Shire, with love we'll invest in the rhythms of nature. It's a playful quest. With laughter and sweat we'll conquer the day. As the sun sets down we'll sing and sway. Right, back to the healthy greens. We leave the good roots in the dark. We chop the green tops up and drop them straight back onto the soil for a free nitrogen hit. It's an honest bit of elbow grease, but it's the best workout you'll get all week. Now's the time to feed the soil. Most people will jump in their car and drive to the hardware store and spend about $50 on bagged fertilizer and synthetic pellets. But a true Hobbit knows that the best food for your garden comes straight from your own backyard. We are going to use a closed loop system, totally free, and it requires a good honest bit of elbow grease.
Yeah! Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Welcome to the Shire, where the garden beds reset.
First up is trench composting. We're digging a trench along the middle of the garden bed. And it's an excellent core workout. And it's also going to put the food exactly where the roots need it.
Cover plants, we drop them in water, turning old scraps into gold like a garden and...
Chuck your kitchen scraps straight into the earth and bury them deep so the pests won't bother with them. The earthworms will travel from all over this garden for this feast, and they'll turn it into rich castings deep underground.
Bios.
Next, we need a nitrogen hit. So if you go and push your mower around your yard and collect those fresh green clippings, that is going to be pure garden gold. Spread a thin layer right over the chopped summer plants. As it breaks down, it releases a massive hit of nitrogen and heats up the bed. Just keep the layer thin. If you pile it too high, it turns into a slimy, smelly mess. We want it to breathe.
That's deep kitchen waste for the Shire, the soul.
And finally, the magic potion. We don't need to buy chemical fertilizers, we just brew our own. This is a fresh batch of worm tea straight from my worm farm. You could also use weed tea, which is basically pulled weeds soaked in a bucket of water for a few weeks until it's really stinky.
A toast to the compost, let the laughter fly with just a bunch.
This liquid is teeming with life. When you drench your garden beds with this, you're sending an army of microscopic workers into the soil to break down all the old roots and these grass clippings.
It's a salad from chaos. We're dancing with earthworms. Let's hear it for the bio.
Now we lock all this hard work in. We've got our kitchen scraps buried, we've got our green nitrogen layered, and we've got our microbes actively brewing. We tuck the bed in now for autumn with a thick layer of sugarcane mulch. It stops the weeds, it holds the moisture in, and it keeps the soil web warm while it digests all this food we fed it. Give it a proper drenching. In a few weeks, the earthworms and the microbes will have turned this entire bed into pure, rich earth. Perfect for your winter crops. It's a solid afternoon's work, but there's absolutely nothing more rewarding than seeing a prepped bed ready to feed your family, and it didn't cost you 1 single cent to do it. Well, I'm off to wash the dirt off my hands and get myself a well-earned pint. Tell me in the comments what you're planting this winter, and I'll see you in the next one, and so will Winston. Hey Winston, yes.
Worm tea, flowing grass clippings, high, digging trench or two.